Hey everyone, I finished watching the next Wild Force episode. Cannot remember the name of this one. Dang, I have my DVD right here. I can just look at the Curse of the Wolf. Okay. It's not the best title for this one. It's okay, I guess it works. So anyway, this episode starts off with Master Org down in his lair, and he wants to resurrect a specific monster. And we see these big stone, like, statues of monsters shake around. We can hear these muffled voices. And he's like, no, not you, and then blows them up. Okay. Like, I'm sure they would have been loyal soldiers. Why not bring them back? Whatever. So anyway, he resurrects Nazor, this big green guy who kind of reminds me of Repelitor from way back in A Friend in Need from Mighty Morphin. They're both big, bulky green monsters. Let's see. Oh, and also they both have noses. Or I assume Repelitor had a nose. He could sneeze. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, Nazor, nasal. He's a nose and ears. The generals in Gao Ranger are all based on facial body parts. Retinax was eyes, obviously, and later on we're gonna get some more, or at least one other one. I'm trying to remember if there were more, whatever. So anyway, Nazor is his new general. And so then up on the Animarium, Cole is telling Max about a monster that appears during a full moon. And it turns out the story may have some truth to it, because Nazor immediately sets out to find an old friend, he says, who has some connection to a full moon. And then, let's see, meanwhile, Gindrax and Toxica find a new org, Vacuum Org. He's a vacuum cleaner, he sucks things up. And that's about all there is to him. So, anyway, they fight with the Rangers, and while that's going on, Nazor finds this stone structure in the woods surrounding what looks like a coffin wrapped up in chains. It's so weird to me that there's all this stuff just sitting in, I'm assuming, California forests, and nobody ever bothered to go look for it. Also, it was never disturbed once. Whatever. Anyway, the Rangers defeat Vacuum Org, Toxica makes it grow, they call the Wild Force Megazord, and then easily take him out and he's gone. Vacuum Org might be, like, the most pointless org they've had yet, like, or even in the whole series, I think. He really doesn't serve much of a purpose to the story. That's one of the weird things with this episode. It's a really good episode, and Vacuum Org's tiny, pointless role doesn't really hurt the episode, but I feel like he could have been saved for another episode, and this one could have focused more on Nazor searching for the stone structure in the coffin, or maybe Shayla could have, like, given the Rangers some foreshadowing, like maybe she's the one who tells the story about the wolf monster that comes out during a full moon or something. Whatever, anyway. Shayla contacts the Rangers about she senses something dangerous going on, and in the Animarium's pool, we see the coffin that Nazor is planning to open. The full moon rises, Nazor opens the coffin, releasing Zenaku, the powerful wolf warrior. He effortlessly defeats the Rangers. He tosses them around. It reminds me of a few episodes ago when Master Org takes on Cole, and he shoots the vines out. He's throwing them all over. That's kind of what Zenaku does to the Rangers. Just, boom, zips right through them. And then he steals the Elephant Zord crystal sphere thing and freezes it. Okay. So then he takes it with him and leaves, along with all the other orgs. The Rangers are left behind, wondering what just happened. And so yeah, there's the episode. Not much plot-wise going on. The plot is mainly Master Org resurrects Nazor, Nazor releases Zenaku, Zenaku wipes the floor of the Rangers, and then leaves, and that's that. It's a pretty simple episode. It's another very action episode. We've kind of lost the fairy tale feel of the season, which I'm kind of disappointed about, but also it's cool to get back to the action of, like, the more typical Power Rangers type of stuff. So anyway, Zenaku's a fan favorite, so it's really cool to see his introduction here. It's really interesting because at the moment he doesn't really appear to be anything too special. He's just another henchman for Master Org. He doesn't really display any particular kind of, like, personality or anything. He's really strong, but then again, being really strong, like, in your initial appearance doesn't always last. There's quite a few times in Power Rangers where a villain would have, like, a really big first fight, and then they, like, never fight again, or they're just kind of weak after that. See, Nazor is pretty silly looking, though his design is creative. I really like his design. I don't mind the monsters being silly looking, especially in this case because him and, like I said, all the other generals of Gal Ranger had a theme of being, like, based on facial body parts. He's a nose and ears, and Retinax with eyes, and uh, later on we'll get, like, a mouth monster. So, oh, one of the cool things in here is there's some cool flashbacks at the beginning that Master Org has to the episode where he's fighting with Cole. And I really like those, and I love, Ilya Volok, the guy who plays Master Org. He has such an intensity to his delivery and his acting. It's really cool, and it's unfortunate because I don't think we have any more villains after him who are quite as intense as he is. Like, coming up next season, we have Lothor, who... I love Lothor, but he doesn't have that same, like, kind of intensity. Even in Dino Thunder, when he comes back and he's more, like, a serious-toned character, he's not quite to the level of, like, Master Org or even Ransik is. And Dino Thunder had Mesagog, who sometimes kinda went intense, but I don't remember him, like, going as far as Master Org does. Maybe it would have helped if we could have seen Mesagog actually take on the Rangers a few times. Though maybe I'm misremembering. I haven't watched Dino Thunder in a long time. Anyway, back to this thing. The Vacuum Org, he's really pointless. I feel like, yeah, he should have been cut from this episode. Maybe saved for another episode, or maybe they should have made him an even smaller role. Like, make him... Like, have the Rangers fighting him at the very beginning, and then have that lead into, like, they're up on the Animarium, Shayla tells them about a Wolf Warrior or whatever, and just then Master Org resurrects Nazor, and maybe the Rangers could have fought Nazor or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's a fine episode. It's just kind of weird because it feels like there's some missed opportunities. Like, there's places they could have gone with this that they just didn't for whatever reason. Overall, though, it's fine, and I like Zanaku. It's cool to see him show up. Yeah, not a lot to say about this one, so I guess that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.